So line 6 have definitely done a thing.
When there is no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth.
Yo guys and dolls, welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, if you're old school, you know what we're about by now. But if you are new to the channel, come on in, welcome, take my car keys, go for a drive, hit the beach, take your girlfriend or man for an ice cream and some chips. So, this is part 2 of my video into the Metallurgy plugin by line 6. So initially we looked at modern. This is going to be thrash today. So we've got another bunch of amps, and it's going to be really cool. So I think this one is they're both very good. I think modern is still my favorite, but I do love this. I think, yeah, I don't know, you get a bit more for your buck with this one. Anyway, this is thrash. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and show you some of the presets. I'm just going to have a little jangle, just do some of the tones and stuff, and then I'm going to show you some of the presets I've done. And as I'm showing you them, I'm going to do a little, as I did with video 1, this is what it sounds like in the mix kind of vibe. So without further ado, let's just go for it, man. So let's start as we mean to go on. So here we have the default, oh no we don't, we have the default presets. So just run through some of the stuff we get with this. As with the other plugins, we get the virtual capo, you get, or capo, you get the noise reduction with the LPF, which gets rid of that like crickliness. And then you've got obviously the threshold of that, and then the attack or the decay filter. Focus filter just gives you that kind of focus on a certain frequency or range, and can tighten up the top and bottom end of your tone. And so the first amp, you get a rivet clean, so you actually get a clean amp in this. It's got some vibrato on there, it's got some reverb, it's a nice little amp, it's got an on-off for bright and stuff. Then you get a Cali rectifier, which is Mark IV, which is brilliant. That's really good. Then you get the Placator Dirty, which is one of my favourite amps from Helix in total. This is one of my favourite amps of all. Plus you get all of the additional B features, so you get the saturation, the brown eye, the C45, and the whatever that is, and so on and so forth. And then you get the diesel, which is called the benzene on this one. Okay, so that's the amps. In relation to pre-effects, you get an auto, well, you can make it an auto wah, or you can choose to virtually, you can just teal it, or you can attach that to a MIDI. Then there's the different ranges that you can get into, which is all good, so that's quite handy, and the auto wah feature is quite good. Then you get kind of like a tube screamer, and then kind of like an OD1, which again are great pedals to have and really usable. Amps we've gone through, so you know what we were looking at there. Cabs, same kind of cabs as we had in the other ones. So you have the V30 XXL, the Mandarin, but it's a 412 this time as opposed to a 212. You get the Uber V30, you get another T75, you get a Marshall T75, and then another kind of Marshall V30 kind of sound, and then the Cali, which would be a Mesa Boogie kind of vibe, and then just the cabinets from the Jazz Rivet, which was the Roland one. Exactly the same thing. Again, you get a bunch of mics that you can select, and then you can move around the virtual space, which is really good. And you can have them on axis, off axis. It's really handy. Then you've got an overall room mic, and then you've got a blend for that as well. And then you've got this post EQ, which is really handy, just for making sure that the tone you're after is exactly and it's there, and you can achieve it, which is really handy. Okay, next thing is your post effects. Now with this one we get this thing, which I can't quite figure out what it is, to be completely honest with you, like an envelope filter or something, but I just can't get it to sound good. It's just like a cut machine. I don't know. We'll have a little play with that in a sec. And then a nice digital delay, which is stereo. It's got the ping pong thing, and it's got the dotted eighths and all that good stuff. Nice mix, good level feedback. And then you get this kind of modulation on there as well, which you can choose to have on or off. And then you can affect the modes of your pedal doing that type of stuff. All right, brilliant. So that's kind of it, guys. It doesn't do much more than that, but the sound, there's something about the sound of these plugins that I really, really like. It's definitely, it's got something going on which I can't quite figure out. There's definitely something better about these than the Helix native plugin, I think. I don't know. So let's just run through some of the presets and some of the effects and stuff with a guitar on. So give us a sec. So now I'm at the guitar. And this is just the Jazz Rivet Clean. It's quite a pleasing clean tone. But let's look at some of those pre-effects. So let's go for auto wah. Okay, it's a bit meh. Now obviously you can set these to do different things, so that you can get them to, you can kind of get the frequencies. But it seems to, it takes a lot to open the filter. And it's a lot of like flap. Is it usable? I don't know. We'll I suppose we'll put that into some other things in a bit. Drive. So a nice little bit of snap on that. And then you get 3 modes. Fair one. And that can get a little hairy if you throw the gain up on that. So not bad. You know what I mean? That's quite good. But I'll be using that more of a tube screamer kind of thing, so I'll be pushing the volume. And kind of getting that to do that type of thing. Overdrive. You can drive that up a little bit. And then we can stack them. So not a bad set of pedals there for the preamp. Amp, yeah, as I say, kind of alright for a clean tone reverb. Bit springy, and then there's like a built-in chorus effect there as well, which isn't too bad. You know what I mean? So you can get pleasing. Quite pleasing cleans there. And then the cabs, obviously, you've seen that in the other video. Don't really need to mess about that, but it can make a wild difference. So if we go for the Rivet cab, Completely different get a kettle of fish. Right, okay, and then there's this envelopey thing. So it kind of seems like it's got like a widening vibe to it. Yeah, I'm assuming it's just like a stereo widening pedal, so you can get like those. Sounds quite big. Yeah. And then you've got your delay. Just a nice little bit of modulation on that as well. And then you've got like a ping pong. And then a classic delay. You can hear that kind of that modulation taking effect on the delays. So that's really, really nice. Right, let's go through some of my presets now. So this first one is the diesel, which I really, really like. So thrashy. Sounds really good. And then we've got lead or mega. Lead. Usable, both usable. So really, really dig that amp. And you can get it like super fat with the deep button up there. So if you roll that up, you know what I mean? It's like the side of a tanker. Very, very cool. I appear to be coming down with a cold. I've got a bit of runny nose. Thanks the wife. Okay, so that's that one. So this is what that's going to sound like in a mix. Next one is that rivet clean, that jazz rivet, that Roland jazz rivet. So what I've done is I've used this as a pedal platform. So instead of it being clean, I can go in and I can smash on some effects. And give me a more crunchy tone. Or I can have it as just like a push clean. Or the way around. And then if I wanted to, I could kick in that auto wah as well. I wouldn't really be using that. I'm not a big fan of it. It might be better if you could attach some type of MIDI to it. That'd be much better. Right, okay, so that's that clean thing. Post effects, obviously, not a lot going on there. Bit of delay. Same kind of gig, so I can get that lovely. Never turn that other one. Yeah, I don't know, it does a thing. Let's hear what that sounds like in the mix. Okay, so here is my Kali Mark IV. So again, big thrashy tone, and not messing about really. So that you can hear it's got a little bit of delay on there. I think I've got that little drive push as well. Tightens it up a little bit. I'm not really fecked with the focus filter at all, and I'm not really messing about with the noise reduction. Take it off. She's a noisy girl, but other than that, absolutely brilliant. EQ works great. Everything just works as it should. Very, very intuitive. And then last but definitely not least is my favourite amp in this particular package, which is the Duplicator Dirty. So this is how I've got it set up. So with this, I've kind of got it set up more of a lead tone against quite crunchy rhythm tones. Now this in the Helix cleans up lovely. And no difference. You can hear that it kind of brings in a lot of the hiss. Look what I can do when I take up that LPF. So it's limited. So definitely worthwhile having a play with that, because it'll go from, I hope you can hear that, it's quite hissy, and then we'll come back up. that hiss a lot. It took a little bit off the tone. Great lead tone, super plush, very, very easy to play. So, let's hear what that bad boy sounds like in a mix. So that is the Thrash plugin from Line 6, the Metallurgy packs. And the next one is Doom. This one's my least favourite, just because it's very, very particular, and I'm not really into those kind of fat Doom tones. But the Thrash and the Modern are so usable. You know, really, really good plugin. So I do recommend them to everyone in the world. Very, very cool. Yeah, Placator and the Mark IV being my standout in this. So I most probably will do a playthrough of the Doom presets as well, even though I don't particularly want to, but I'm going to anyway. And then what I think I'm going to do is a Helix versus Metallurgy fight to the death. Same amps, same presets, same everything, and just see whether they actually do sound different. Because I've got a feeling they do. Yeah. Right, guys, so that's it. Hopefully this wasn't as long as the first one, but I think it most probably will be. And welcome to the Line 6 Metallurgy Thrash patch preset plugin standalone thing. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.